Hello and welcome. Danny Garola, Pink Barn Stamper, coming to you from Tucson, Arizona. Boy, has it been a beautiful weekend around here. Let me tell you guys, we have had finally, the monsoon storms that we have been so waiting for. They finally came in over the weekend, and we had a couple of them. They didn't last long, but you know what? Any bit of rain is better than no rain. So I'll take it. It was just gorgeous to have those rains come in. The plants definitely loved the rain. I will tell you guys that much. I pulled off my first cucumber out of the garden. Man, it seems like it grew so quickly. Now, some of my vegetables are out in a greenhouse because we do have a problem with the critters on the ground. I do have fencing around my garden that is out like exposed, but the critters still wind up getting in there and destroying my stuff. They are little nuisances. I love to watch them run around, but not when they've got my fruits and vegetables in their mouth. So that's not fun. But you know what? They've got to eat too. That's kind of how I see it. So as long as they're not destroying the actual like fencing and stuff that I have up out there, then that's good. Once they start doing that, we're probably going to have some problems. But they're not. We actually put misters up out there because, like I was saying, it has been so dry around here that we put misters all around the garden and even out in I call it my white house because my greenhouse is not green. My greenhouse is white. So it's my white house, my personal white house. And so I have misters in all of those things. And once I put those misters in there, boy, it was like night and day. That humidity from the heat that we have, and then being in that confined greenhouse space, and then out in the garden for them to finally get a good soaking. Because typically I was going out once in the evening and sometimes in the morning, but typically in the evenings I would go out and I would spend, about a half an hour out there watering. Well, I would go and I would check the soil and it would never penetrate down into the soil. And I felt, golly, what am I wasting all this water for if it's not like going down to the roots of these plants? And so, me and Andre, we were talking and I told him, I said, you know what, maybe we should get like a mister system because then it won't be using so much amounts of water, but then it will slowly soak in down into the ground as it is, instead of it all pooling up and then taking time to soak in like a big puddle, which was happening when I was going out and watering, that hopefully with a mister, we could have the saturation happening over time. And by golly, it's actually working. So I'll take it. Hello, you guys. Oh no, Anna said that something's chewing through her fence also. Nothing too destructive, but we'll see what happens to the veggies. Yep. We were having issues with these little tiny mice in the White House because they were crawling up the sides because I have these big raised garden beds. Or they're not big, but they're just the wood ones that you get at Costco. We have a couple of those in there. And so with my cucumbers and stuff, I made trellises that go up the ceiling of the greenhouse. And we were having the plants grow up there because as soon as anything starts growing off the side, little critters run up it. Now, I don't have to deal with the birds in the White House because birds can't get in there, but it is definitely the things that can go under the skirting. And we've tried doing bricks. We've tried putting the sides down and building it up with bricks. Things crawl underneath. They dig holes. If there's a will, there's a way. And so I have a bunch of, because of our sun being so intense down here in the Southwest, we have the shading covers that I actually have to put over the garden that is like not in the greenhouse, the one that we have the planted beds on the ground. We have to do like a between 45 and 65% shade because the sun here will just destroy any leaves or anything because it just burns them. So my squash are finally getting their big yellow flowers on them, which is good. Now that we put the shading on it, things are starting to grow. And I honestly, like I was saying, I think it really has to do with the misters, because the misters are on and I leave them on for a couple of hours and it really helps soak into that, to the ground. And then instead of me spraying with a sprayer and it, you know, breaking leaves and that kind of stuff, this is very soft and kind of delicate on the leaves when the water's hitting it. So it's working. And I also decided to put a mister over in, I'm not sure, you know, if you guys have been following me for a long time, we do have a sulcata desert tortoise in his enclosure. And I actually put misters in there for him too, because of it being so hot that I was like, you know what? He needs that constant, you know, flow of water. I know they don't have to have it. It's not a must have for their survival, but I was being nice. I don't turn it on every day for him. It's one of those things, if we go over 100 degrees, I'll go over there and turn it on for just a couple of hours so he can come out and get like a good little soaking and clean himself off. And he does. He shakes his little butt. And it's the funniest thing. I'll have to videotape it and then put it here on Facebook or YouTube. Make a little small reel or something of it because it's so funny. He's got this shell and he's probably about this big now. He's roughly about 5 years old, but he weighs a ton for as little as he is. We got him when he was this big. You could literally hold him in the palm of your hand when we picked him up. That's how we brought him home. And now that he's about 5, 6 years old, he's roughly, his shell is roughly about this big around, and he's got his little head that sticks out in his feet, you know, what a turtle looks like. So he'll stand there and he'll just wiggle his butt and just shake his little butt under the water. It's the cutest thing to see. And it's so funny because I never realized turtles, like you always think of turtles with but he has got the greatest little personality for being a turtle. He's slow, don't get me wrong, but you call him and he'll come out of his little, he's got this little canopy. It's like a half, what are those, culverts? It's a half culvert that he can crawl inside of and stay cool in there and hibernate when he wants to. But I call him and I'm like, Malachi, come on, Mally, the turtle guy. And so he'll come out. He comes crawling out of that thing and you can hear him because he's almost getting too big for that culvert because he's dug around a little bit in there. So there's some high spots. So you'll hear the back of his shell kind of hit the top of it every once in a while. And so I'll call him and he comes out and he just like looks up at me and he knows that I've got his salad for him when it's time to come out and eat. So it's so cute. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Melanie. And I see Frida over on Facebook. Welcome, welcome, everybody. So I am trying this again. It seemed to work last week that we were able to be streaming on both platforms. Now that being said, I do know there was that crazy awful sound last week over on the Facebook recording. And I'm pretty sure it's because the stand that I have is anchored onto the back of my desk and it comes up in this metal, like crane kind of looking thing. I think it's because I had my fan on my desk, so it was making that rumbling up through the anchor. Now, I hope that we have stopped that crazy wind noise with I switched devices. I'm on a newer phone now. My son went and bought the brand new iPhone. So I'm using his older iPhone, which is really not that old, but whatever. So I'm using his phone over here and I turn the fan off. So when we're done, I'll go back and listen to the noise. And again, if I've got to make some changes, then I do. So we'll just keep doing this. It seems to work because then, you know, Not everybody's on YouTube, not everybody's on Facebook, but in both places, then you guys are more likely to see me and come in and watch a super cool demonstration of cards that I'm going to share with you guys. Okay, so let's go into this. We are here for Make It Monday for the week of August 18th. Now, this card kit will be available through the 24th. That's Sunday the 24th. So the way that works is when you shop with me in my online store, shopdannygarola.com, you will place an order of $35 or more. Now that is before shipping and tax. I'm going to send you the kit of the week. That's going to look like this. You're going to little thank you letter on the front, and then you're going to get your 3 envelopes with each one of your cards. Inside of there, it's going to have cardstock. It's any kind of ribbon that I use. Now, the only thing that I don't put in there is I do not supply you with the stamps or the dies, and I do not supply with the embellishments. I do put ribbon embellishments, but not the little blings, because they're kind of too hard to ship. In the heat, they wind up sliding and they'll get stuck to other projects. So I don't even do it. I'm sure you guys have enough little bling that you've picked up that you can put something on your card. Now, I will tell you that the cards that I am making tonight, I am using the online exclusives, which is the Spooky Halloween. This is the cutest little set. Now, I knew I could only make 3 cards for you guys today, so I actually went ahead and made a couple of projects just to share with you guys, because I'm loving this set so much. And there are so many cool elements to this that I will kind of delve a little bit deeper into the Sweet collection if you choose to go big or go home. I'm the kind of girly that likes to have it all, because as most of us know, unless you're new to Stampin' Up, that's why we get down on Stampin' Up products, right? Because they all match. So of course, when I see a Sweet collection, I have to have it all. Like there's no fiddling around and whatnot. I have to have it all because I love that it all coordinates together. Now, the pocketbook may not like it, but I like it. So that's all that counts, right? I can make up that money and somehow, I assume. So just to let you guys know, I am using the Sweet collection for this. The paper is fantastic. I will get a little bit deeper into that when we get going, but let's get into a little bit of biz, and then we will move over into making these fantastic, spooky, cute cards tonight. So right now we have the Fall for Toil. This is our paper pumpkin for the month of September. Now you can subscribe to this through September 10th, and then it's gone. You won't be able to get it again. This is a kit that is going to make 9 cards. It says design elegant cards with metallic foil and rich autumnal imagery. Makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes, metallic foil details and grosgrain ribbon trim, pre-cut paper pieces, and printed sentiment labels. And then it says that it does coordinate with a upcoming in September, when our new holiday catalog, and we're going to have a whole new release of online exclusives. There's a Sweet collection that's coming out, and it's called the Autumn Toil. This kit will coordinate with that. So the way it works is you can subscribe between now through September 10th. And by September 10th, when this thing will get mailed out to you or shipped out to you, you can get that coordinating product starting, I believe it is September 2nd or 3rd. I'll have to double check the dates on when those go live to you guys. But just so you're aware that a Sweet collection does coordinate with that. And that's kind of the 2 parts that you see in this photo right here. These 2 stamp sets and the dies coordinate with this. And I do have I did order the paper from this, And I wound up getting a couple of other things, but I know I'm going to go back this month and I'm going to order this sweet collection because as a demonstrator, we get a pre-order period. And this is on our pre-order right now because as me and my mom were talking, we both fell in love with this. So if we both like something that much, then it's definitely worth getting because then we can both kind of mess around with it and play with it. So more bang for our buck. And then we've got the coordinating dies that go along with that paper pumpkin. This is called the Circles of the Season. Now, this coordinates with the July, August, and September. So the third quarter, that's the die set that coordinates with that. So you can see that some of those things will coordinate with that. I'm assuming it's probably going to be the little acorn, the leaves, and that circle. But these can go with so many of your past paper pumpkin kits. I'm assuming some of your future paper pumpkin kits. This is a great die kit to just have as a standalone. Just so you're aware, so you don't feel like, God, I don't need another thing if it's only going to go with those kits. Well, it doesn't. You can use that for very many future projects ahead of you. We also have this fantastic sale going on for the month of August. This is our 2025-2027 in color product sale. So that means that we do have select papers. I know last week I used the, what did I use last week? The blooms, floral blooms. I don't know, I can't keep 1 week straight from the other. But anyways, that paper is in this sale. It's the designer series paper that has some of these in colors in it. Inks, stamp pads, and some of the markers. You'll just have to go through. There is a page that you can click as soon as you go in to my website and you click that shop button. It'll take you in and you'll see the big graphic like this, and it'll say shop now. All you have to do is click the graphic and it'll take you into everything that's on this fantastic sale. So then you can kind of decide what you want to do. Mystery stamping we did last Wednesday. You can catch the replay over on my blog, pinkbarnstamper.com, along with any of my past classes that we've done. I do have them over there as well. You can catch the YouTube replay. You can also see the cutting and scoring dimensions for the cards that I've made. So if you want to follow along in the videos and see how to make some of those projects, you can absolutely go over there and either hit in that little search bar on the right hand column. You're gonna have to scroll kind of down quite a ways to see the little search bar. Or there's a categories button if you just want to go to the Make It Monday section. Then you can kind of scroll through just the Make It Mondays. There is paper pumpkin alternatives over there, which I normally do a 12 by 12 scrapbook page. So if you're into scrapbooking, I do some scrapbooking on there that you can see, just so you're aware. But just know that mystery stamping cards are due over on my private Facebook group, Pink Barn Stamper group, by the 20th, which is this coming up Wednesday, in order for you to be in the drawing for those fantastic what was I doing this week? The iridescent foil gems. So this is what's up for grab. This is my card that I created, and this will be the layout that you will have to use for your card. There is a video on there, and it is over on YouTube. You can find it over on my blog as well. As long as you go to the mystery stamping categories, it'll be the first one that pops up. And you will see this little graphic right here. Once you go in there, it'll show, there's a video that'll show you exactly how to make this. There's also a graphic there that will tell you exact supplies that you're gonna need to make that card. So then all you have to do is snap a photo, go over and join my private group, Pink Barn Stamper group. And once you're there, please answer the questions that are in there to allow me to accept your request into the group. I do have, for any of you guys watching, if you've tried to join that group and you're still pending, it's because I have a ton of people sitting in the pending because they didn't answer the questions or they didn't agree to the rules in the group. And Why is that significant? Well, it's to try to keep everybody safe as possible. So I just have a couple of rules, and that's just the way it is, to keep to try to keep the group safe and to keep others accounts safe as well. And not to say that things can't happen, but I try. All right, so now let's get down to these fantastic, well, if I can get my graphics put away, the fantastic cards for today. So again, I'm using the Spooky Halloween. So you will need this bundle to complete the cards, as I'm going to show today. This has a super cute little haunted house. You have the picket fence. This is actually like a topper for if you want to pull any kind of, if you make a bookmark or if you make a slider card or anything like that. If I can get it off of here. And it folds in half and the little bat sits up. I should actually die cut it. Let me grab a piece of paper really quick. Let me see if I have a little scrap of black. And by golly, by gosh, I have one. So look, I have a little scrap of black here. Let me cut this out really quick and let me show you how cute this little thing is. I was actually thinking, because Halloween is right kind of in the beginning of a school year, it might be kind of neat. I know a lot of people will probably say, well, most books are online. True, I agree. But we still have some people who read books organically and actually hold a book and go to a library. I may not be one of them, but still saying there are kids that do. But look at this. You can make some of the cutest little bookmarks, and there's already a little score line in there. So your little bat stands up, and if my fingers will work, you just take this and you fold it, and it folds right back over on itself, maybe like that, almost like a little clip. And see how that little bat sits up, and you could either put like a little magnet on that if you want to just use it, put a little sentiment on the inside here. You could actually, what I was thinking was, if you took a larger, like for instance, if you took this as your bookmark and put designer series paper on it, and then took this and adhered it over the top like that, so then when it goes inside of your book, it kind of just sticks up like that. Isn't that kind of cute? So just another little idea. I like that they did that. Or like I said, little pull cards. If you make any like little gift card holders or something like that, these might be really cute on that. There is some little bats in here. And then these little open dies coordinate with your two little characters. You've got the broom and you've got the little pumpkin that you can, and there's actually two of those to cut those at multiple times, because those are little and they are probably assuming you're going to cut more than one at a time. And then you've got some like little stars, some more little bats up here, and then some really cute little sentiments. No tricks, all treats. Don't worry, eat sweets. Happy Halloween and spooky. So that is that. Then we've got the, oh my gosh, you guys, if you don't have these in your embellishment stash, I highly recommend these. Now, these are called the Shimmer Star Foam stickers, and I emphasize foam because they are squishy foam. They're super easy to work with. Like I said, they're squishy. They would lay flat when you mail them. They're super light because they're foam. But they gave you white. So does that not scream Christmas to put those on some of our Christmas cards? They do have the like iridescent glitter on them. So they're really pretty. This purple, I think it's probably Petunia Pop. And then you've got black over here. So any of those would actually go on Christmas cards. So they have them in the sweet collection of this. Again, you can buy them completely separately. But I definitely think they're worth grabbing. There's also the iridescent treat bags that come in the Sweet collection for this. Again, you can buy these standalone. I'm going to show you guys a couple little ways to do this. Now, if you watch other demonstrators or you're a demonstrator yourself, you may already know this little trick, but they are so much fun. They're not just made for treat bags. So we're going to get into that. There's also the gorgeous, now these bags are iridescent, as you can see, and it says it in its name, but let me take one out just so you can see the real effect of this. Isn't that, oh, look at the colors in that. It's like that transitional, oh, so cool. All right, and then you've got this ribbon. This is the Petunia Pop ribbon. Again, it's got that beautiful iridescent foils in it. So really, really cool for some shimmer on your cards or your little gift bags, to tie your little gift bags up. This is called the Petunia Pop iridescent ribbon. And then let me move this stuff so I can share with you guys the paper. So this paper kind of screams, if you are a scrapbooker, you're probably going to love this paper. There's so many fun elements to this. So not only is there the sheets of paper, but you also get 2 sheets of the pop out. As you can see, you get these little laser cut little die images that are already pre-colored, pre-cut, that are fantastic for making super quick on-the-go cards. If you have little church kids that are in like the youth group or something like that, or Sunday class, it would be so cute to make some of these either like little cards, or you can make the little treat bags. So let me just show you the little treat bag really quick. So there is the iridescent treat bag. I have used that foil. Now these tags right here actually are a full sheet of your tags and labels. So you get 4 of this one, the little orange ones, and there's kind of a little line right here to show you where to cut. And then you get the green, then you get the gray with the black at the lower bottom, and then you get these labels that kind of shoot across here. So I created this little one. So my son was in town today getting his hair cut, and I asked him if he could stop and see if they had any Halloween candy out yet. And lo and behold, he found me some of the candy corns. Now, I will tell you, I am a candy corn fan, so these candy corns probably will not leave my possession. This autumn mix is my absolute favorite. I love the pumpkins. I love the candy corns with chocolate on them. Now, some people might think that that is repulsive and that I am the nastiest person on earth, and that's cool, but I love them and it's my thing. So I'll keep my thing to myself. So here are the little laser cut, and you get 2 sheets of these. So you are going to have so many. Again, screaming scrapbook, because all these elements would be fantastic on a scrapbook layout. Here's all my little cut pieces. Then we've got this paper right here. You've got the little cat and the pumpkin in the windows, and on the flip side, oh, I didn't show you the flip side. Oh, never mind. Those are laser cut. They don't have a flip side. Look at this. This is orange and white. Then you've got some more little pieces that you can cut out. These can be individual. Like this is a little frame. You've got a door. You've got this really neat like little field of pumpkins. And then a little street setting with your little fence going across. So isn't that so cute? And the flip side is Petunia Pop on that one. You've got some candy in the night sky. So that screams like Halloween night trick-or-treating scrapbook page to me, with your kids out getting their candy. The backside is got this almost like a dusky night with the clouds, and then you've got some streaks of the orange in there. There's that one again. And then look at the characters on this one. Are those not the cutest? I love this flamingo. Absolutely love her. She's carrying her cute little candy basket. You've got a bear. You've got a little bat dressed in a ghost costume. So just cute as can be. Then you've got the orange with the specks of black. And the back side of the tags is a really cool, like, night mist of the grays in that one. All right, so you're probably loving that paper. I know I fell in love with it. Okay, so let me move. And you get 2 sheets of each one of those, just so you know. Look what else came in the mail. So you guys should be getting yours coming soon if you're a customer of mine. These have already been ordered for you and will be getting ready to either already be in your mailbox. Not sure. I haven't heard from anybody yet if anybody's received their catalogs yet. But I got mine when I did my pre-order. And then I got a case of them to ship to people who request catalogs. I can't show you the inside of this, but it's kind of a little sneak peek from the outside that it is all things for our holidays. So it is full of your fall, autumn, your Christmas, there is a one that what's it called? Words. I ordered it, but I can't even remember. It's sitting behind me. It's got some. Oh, geez, let me grab it because I can't even think right now. It's called Words of the Season, and it is got all of your sentiments in it. So you've got have a spooktacular Halloween, a cheery wish, or all and cheery wishes. May your holiday season be filled with joy and happiness. So incredibly grateful for all my blessings, especially you. So it's got some different things in there. And then wait till you guys see the die set. I'm not going to show you everything that I ordered because I'm probably going to do that in a couple of weeks. But I do want you guys to see this word set because if you're anything like me, you love die cut words. And these, oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, does not just scream amazing right there? So let me see if I can read these. We've got one that says holidays, greetings, autumn, happy, wishes, merry, Halloween, Christmas, and New Year. So you've got everything wrapped into these fantastic dies that coordinate with your sentiment. Because like this one says right here, it says, let's toast to yesterday's achievements and tomorrow's bright future. So that would be, that screams New Year's to me. But just so you guys are aware of what is coming, that is a kind of a little sneaky peek. So you guys can kind of get excited for that. I can't wait to make some of the cards using some of those products. I'm going to be a busy bee. All right, so let me go ahead and get our stuff out that we're going to need. So I am going to be using the surprise, surprise, those of you who follow me, this is going to be a huge shock. Not. I'm using the Stylish Shapes dies for one of the circles on one of my cards. But in your kit, I will already pre-cut that circle for you, so you don't have to worry about ordering an extra die set if you don't already have that. So card number 1, we are going to pull out all of our goodies here. Make sure I have everything, so I don't lose stuff. I have my air conditioning on behind me, so it tends to blow all my little pieces away. We don't want that. Okay, so my card base is a piece of basic black. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. We're going to go ahead and give that a good crease on that score. This is going to be a landscape card. I've got another piece of this designer series paper. Now this is the one that I say it looks like the candy's tossed in the air or it's raining candy. I mean, if it could rain candy corn, I'd be in heaven. I mean, it's a vegetable, right? It does say it's corn. Do you agree? Maybe, okay, maybe not. That was pushing it. But this piece here is going to be 4¼ by 5½. So it's gonna fit completely on my card base there, or the card front. My next layer, this piece, let me tell you what this measures because I don't remember. This is 4 3/8 by 3 1/8. Then I have a piece of the same cut, the same design of this, but I'm gonna flip it over, and that's where you have the black with the orange. Hopefully you guys can see the orange in that. Kind of a neat little subtle. So that's gonna go on there next. Then I need a scrap of the, I just lost it. Daffodil Delight. Daffodil Delight. And on that Daffodil Delight, I am going to take my, this is second from the largest circle. It measures, in case you want to make this, it measures 2 5/8 is the size of that circle. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut that out. When I do, I'm going to get, it's going to be a moon. I know it's a little on the bright side, but we're going to do a little something to it. We also need a scrap of black, and we are going to use, where did I put my dies? There they are. We're going to use our little bat dies right here, and we're going to die cut those right from the black. And we're going to come out with, I've got 2 bats here. Now I may want a 3rd bat, so I did go ahead and cut it twice. I think I might just stick with 2, but you know what? Sometimes things change, and especially in Danny's world. And then I need a scrap of white. I'm also going to use on this little die cut thing, you've got 4 little brooms over here. You actually get 8 because, like I said, you get 2 sheets of this. So I'm going to use one of the little brooms here. And you can probably guess, we're going to put the broom right across there. And then we're going to do some stamping on our white piece. So what we're going to do on this is I'm going to use the super cute little witch kitty. And I'm going to use her to stamp and put her as my focal stamp here. Oops, sorry, that was kind of loud. So I'm gonna get my Memento Black because I am going to use my Stampin' Blends to color her in. So I just kind of let it sit there and marinate into the paper for a few minutes so all that ink really kind of soaks in, so I get a really good crisp. Well, and using the white stamping pad, actually, I don't really ever have an image that doesn't come out crisp. Since I've switched to putting my Memento, I just use my Memento ink fill or re-inker, and I just fill the white ink pad. So I just purchased a separate one. I still have my white ink pad, but I wanted the that's kind of the new thing that a lot of demonstrators are doing now, and I can see why. Okay, so now let me grab my colors here. So I am using the Smoky Slate, Petunia Pop. I have the Dark Petal Pink and Lemon Lime Twist. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to use the light Smoky Slate, and I'm going to color in this super cute little kitty cat. Now I should have probably colored this kitty cat orange because my son's cat, his name is Cheese, and that kind of probably gives away what color he is. He does look like cheddar cheese. He's a cute little guy. and he absolutely adores my son. He is strictly my son's cat. My son went and picked him out at the shelter. He was hurt when we got him, and he had to have one of his legs amputated, but as a tripod, he gets around like you wouldn't even know that he was missing a leg. But yeah, he's my son's buddy. He lives in my son's room with my son. Let's see. Let's do her little hands. And let's do her feet. And then in this kit, you also have a little Franken dog. Isn't he cute? Cutest little character. All right, I'm gonna grab my dark, and then I'm gonna come in here and just get a little bit of this shadowing under the hat and around her nose. Okay, and let's soften that up a little bit, bringing the light back in here. And it looks really dark right now, but that will lighten up. I'm just softening out the dark ink. Okay, we're going to use the dark petal pink. We're gonna just do her nose. Give her a super cute little pink nose. For her little dress, I'm gonna use light petunia and then come in with the dark to give some shadowing. So what did you guys do over the weekend? How was your guys' weather? Do you have any crazy storms coming in? I did see that there was a tropical, or maybe it was even a hurricane that was coming off the coast of, they said that it might even hit like New York, that it could go up really, really high. And what they say, Georgia, maybe Florida. Not sure if that's still in effect. That was a couple of days ago that I heard that. Hello, Linda. I see both Lindas in here. I see Miss Linda Hunt and I see Miss Linda Jack Mastall. Welcome, you guys. Okay, there's our cute little kitty witch. And now we're gonna come in and we're gonna do her little stockings. I am using the dark lemon lime twist. And she is done. So now, like I was saying, we've got the coordinating little die here. So I'm going to take that, take my tape, and get that on there, positioned correctly. We're gonna die cut her. Yeah, my husband found out that he finally has a, well, for the time being, has a set schedule. That doesn't happen very often, but he has a set schedule now. So he'll be having Sunday and Mondays off of each week, which is really kind of cool. He has not had consistent days off in God knows how many years. So it's kind of nice because now we can kind of plan things accordingly. He's been working on the RV, getting ready for us to take off on vacation coming up the end of September. Okay, so I am going to grab that yellow circle that I had, and I'm going to grab my blending brush. I think I want Timid Tiger. I know they have pumpkin on there, but I think that might just be a little bit too dark for what I'm trying to get achieved here. So I'm just going to go around the edges. Yeah, that Timid Tiger worked really good. Pumpkin, I think, might have been just a tad too dark for the effect that I want to go for. Okay, that's good. And remember, Timid Tiger is on that In Color collection sale. If you don't have that color yet, it might be a good time to grab it, along with some of the coordinating cardstock. Okay, now we've got all of our goodies here. I still needed this white scrap. So let's go ahead and adhere some of these pieces together. Hello, Karen. Make sure I have that paper the right way, so my candy's not flying upside down. That probably would be kind of goofy. Okay, so that's gonna fit right on the front there. This piece is gonna go on there. And I also think when you put that, more of that darker orange around that sun, it makes the orange in the stripes of this paper really pop as well. The orange stripes that is in that. So this is just 1/8 of an inch bigger. Okay. Our moon. And this is where we've got options. I'm gonna put her on her broom. Oops, she's kind of facing the wrong way. What am I doing? She needs to go this way, because then she's like, yes, we're going. That reminds me of the Sanderson sisters when they take off in the flight and she puts her arm out and she swoops all around. Okay, we're gonna go like that. Yep, I think that's cute. Just trying to think if we can get her leg kind of behind just a little bit, like she's really straddling this broom. And then I'm going to kind of lift some of my little bat wings there, here. I was thinking of if I need a sentiment. I almost think that I don't. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get this on here. That's going to go right there. Our broom is going to get popped up along with our cat, our little witchy cat. So I'm using a little mini dimensional down the broom stick here, and then we can put a big one towards the end. And I am going to pop up this little black piece as well. Oh no, Linda, I just read what you said. Oh my gosh. So Linda just gave some pretty distraught news. She fell and broke her arm. So she has had to put crafting kind of on the back seat for a little bit until she can heal. Wow, girl, that sucks. Oh, man. Hopefully everything is healing. Are you back at home now, or did you do that while you guys were still out traveling around? Ugh, that would be horrible. I could not imagine. Yikes. I think that would definitely put a damper on crafting. I always think about that. Like, if something, like if you were to break your fingers or if you were to have like carpal tunnel surgery or something, how do people like take the time off from crafting? I mean, I guess you just have to do what you got to do, right? Because you got to let your body heal. But I would be bored out of my gourd. I'm just telling you. Okay, let's go right there. I think we're going to put her popped up kind of right in the center. Then I'm going to take my little bats and we're going to put one right there. Now what I was thinking also, if I can get some glue out of this thing, is I might want to take some Wink of Stella, and I think I want to wink up my bats. If I can get the lid off of this thing. I think I want to add just a little bit of are you in a cast? Yikes. Share with us, if you don't mind, what happened. Okay, we're gonna put a little bit of shine on our little bats there. Let's do, so we can put a sentiment. I almost think, do we need a sentiment up here? Or do we just need a couple of bats? Actually, you know what? Nope, we're just gonna do a couple of bats. No sentiment on the front of this one. We're gonna say what we need to say on the inside. Oh, 6 weeks, she said. She said it was a clean break and it's going to be 6 weeks. Oh, girl, I feel for you. I really do. That's tough. I guess you could maybe have your husband craft and you can just tell him what to do. I mean, if he's that kind of guy that would, you're like, hey, I need a card. I need you to go make this. Some guys might just tell you, no, crafting is not my jam. You do you, but I'll do me. And crafting is not it. And there's no judgment. Like, it doesn't have to be for everybody. Oh, I think I have a glitter clump in there. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting some out. Just a little bit of sparkle. And then, oops. Oh, geez, Louise, come on now. Sticking to everything. What do we want? I think I might go with some of these purple because she just has that little bit of petunia pop on her dress, and that might be pretty cute on there. To do some of these little foam. And they do come in 2 sizes. There's the larger, or there's actually 3 sizes. I just noticed. I thought it was only 2. But you've got the large, the medium, and the small. And we're going to do a little medium one. Right, oops. Right there. Oh my gosh, you guys, she's so stinking cute. Oh, I love her. So, so cute. Okay, let's do the inside of this card so we can put a sentiment. I'm also going to grab, I've got some of this paper cut here. I think I'm gonna do some of that floating candy. I cut that at 1/2 inch. And we need that at 5 1/4. Okay, that's gonna go right across the bottom there. We have another Halloween set that is in the online exclusives as well that has a really, really cool spider web die, if you do the dies. That is fantastic, and it has this really cool like label shape to it that they were saying also coordinates with one of our other stamp sets. I actually, hold on, let me tell you, because I put it in my shopping cart because I knew I had to have both of them because of how well they coordinate together. And why is my computer doing this? I can't reach the top of my stuff. Ugh, why? Why? Oh, why? There we go. It is called it's actually on our pre-order right now, so it's one that's going to be coming out soon in September. It's called Branching Out, and the dies are called Branching Out dies, and I'm telling you, they're going to be fantastic for your labels. So if you guys want some more really cool nesting dies that fit into each other and have these like the notches edged out in the corners of them. They're almost like rectangulars with it almost looks like a ticket, I guess you would say, with the corners taken out of it. You might want to write that down. It's called Branching Out, and in September, check that out. And let me see if I can find the name of the other Halloween one really quick. Maybe if I look at the right thing. Oh my gosh. Maybe I should just type it in over here. It is called, well, the Fright Night bundle. And it has got a really cool shape to it. Trying to see if I can find the whole. Oh yeah, there's the spider webs that kind of can be tucked in behind it. It's really kind of neat. But guys might want to look at that too, because I think we only have like really the 2 Halloween sets that are out. I don't know how many people send Halloween cards, but it's kind of cute to have something in your stash when you need one of those cards, or like I said, when somebody comes knocking at your door on Halloween and you want a little gift bag to give to them, a little treat. You can make up a couple of these, especially if you live out kind of rural and you don't have too many kids that come to your door. You could do a cute little bag like this, or maybe your grandkids or your niece and nephew come knocking on your door and you want to have something set for them. That would be a cute little gift. Okay, let's stamp the sentiment inside of here. No tricks, all treats, don't worry, eat sweets. I think I'm going to put that in the inside because we do have all this candy going on here. I need to move my spooky. Okay, I've got this one. We've got no tricks, all treats. Don't worry, eat sweets. I think I'm going to do that in Let's see, Petunia Pop. Let's go for it. I'm going to do that one in black. Oh my gosh, that is like perfect. I love it. Look how cute that is. So we've got the cute little kitty on her broom. And then no tricks, all treats. Don't worry, eat sweets. So there's card number 1. Okay, let me move some of my stuff. We are going to need that, but not for, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to do the other card first. I'm going to switch things around here. Okay, so our next card we need, this is our Petunia Pop. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is going to be a landscape card. I'm going to use the little bats up here. Oops, if I can find what I did with my... And I'm going to use Versamark. Oops, turn them back around. And I'm just going to randomly stamp these bats around the edge of my card. I was thinking, you know, like your local nursing homes, sometimes they like promote and tell people to bring in treats for the, you know, the elderly people that are in there, because sometimes people bring groups of kiddos into the nursing home and it's safe for the kids that way. And especially here, because it's so hot, it's somewhere that's air conditioned. The older people love seeing the little kids all dressed up. And I think it's a great way if we were to make some of these treats, or, you know, the little bookmarks that I was talking about, take those in to the nursing home and let those people pass out candy to the little ones. I mean, that would just brighten their day like you wouldn't believe, because they love seeing those kids in the costumes and they don't always get people coming in there seeing them. So it might be fun to do something like that, to just, you know, if you have the time. I mean, I know Linda won't be doing it, but just saying. Bats on there using Versamark, and I'm going to use one of our cello bags. So these are 4 by 6. I'm going to take a piece of basic white, if I can find the opening somewhere here of this. I'm going to slide that into my bag, possibly, if I can. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to just wedge that down on there. I say I'm going to do this and then it doesn't work. Come on, bag. Well, I like when I do it off camera, it works, but then when I'm on camera, why do I struggle? I guess it's kind of like why I hated giving speeches when I was in school as a kid, because you practice all night long to give your speech and you get up in the front of the classroom and what happens? All eyes on you and you forget what you're going to say. Yep, that was me. I was that kid. I always tried to play like I was sick on those days. If I knew I had to get up and give some kind of presentation or something, I was like, oh my God, I'm so sick. I've got laryngitis. I would play like I was sick. I can't be the only person that did that. Okay, so now there's our bag with our white piece of paper, 4x6 in there. Now I need to grab, well, first I need to clean my area off here so I can actually get in here. I have another card that I want to share with you guys too when I'm done here, that I used my mystery stamping layout for it. So this mat here is just a heat protectant so I don't melt my desk. I don't remember what these things are called, but whenever I have to use the heat tool for a long time, I want to protect my surface. So here is my cello bag with my 4x6 piece of white paper in there. I am going to grab my heat tool here, and I'm going to grab my take your pick tool, and I'm going to hold this in place with my take your pick tool, and I'm going to get this good and hot, and I'm just going to start running this, and it's going to shrink that bag to the paper. Okay, I'm going to flip that over, and I'm going to do it on the back side. Okay, I'm gonna call it good for that. Now, it didn't quite shrink down to the paper like I needed it to. It worked before, but... So now I'm gonna take this in here and I'm going to cut off a couple of pieces here. So I think I'm gonna take this down to about 1, and I think I'm gonna do 1.5. Cut 1.5. One and a half. Did it cut? Nope. And one more 1.5. Okay. Then I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna cut these down to about 3.5. Oh yeah, see, that didn't work. See, earlier it worked just fine. Why is it not working now? You know what? Maybe it's because I need to get just a tad smaller piece of paper. So let's try this again. I'm just gonna grab one of my card bases that is 4 by 5.25. And then, where did I put my bags? Let's try this again. Maybe it's because my paper was just too big. I'm gonna cut just a little, like 1/8 of an inch off of there. Trust me, I tried this earlier. I know it works. Okay, I'm gonna go like that. We're gonna try it again. Maybe that bag was just faulty. It didn't want to melt. All right, let's try this over. So it's gonna get loud again. Oh, I gotta let my heat tool cool off. That sucker was hot. Yep. Do know that our heat tools do have a mechanism in them that when they get too hot, they do stop running. And that is merely to, as a safety mechanism that they don't overheat. Let me see if I can cut this one. I think I might have enough cut with that. But it may not work either. Nope, that's not gonna work. I didn't melt them enough, I guess. What size is that one? That's 1.25. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna take 3 strips of this when I get the other piece. Maybe that'll work. Yeah, see, it melted to that paper earlier. I don't know why it didn't do it this time. We're gonna try it again. You know what? If it doesn't work this time, we're gonna come up with a different idea then. But I really wanted to show you guys a different way of using, and my heat tool is still hot. Let me put it up here in the AC. And normally you'll hear your heat tool, when it cools down, it will make a kind of a little click sound in the inside. If it's been running for a while and it gets too hot and doesn't turn back on, you're gonna hear that little click sound in there, and then you know you can go ahead and run it again. Maybe I'll come back to this card. Let's go ahead and move on to the other card. Because if not, we will have to come up with a different idea for that card. All right, so, you know what? What if I took the paper out of it? I'm just trying something. I was gonna see if I took the paper out, it would probably still give me the same effect. Maybe not. Because the white really makes it kind of where you can see that holographic. I don't know. We'll try in a minute when that's cooled off. All right, next card. This one here, we are going to be using our basic black. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Give that a good crease. The kittens keep jumping up on the keyboard and rewinding the video. Mischievous little turkeys, aren't they? All right, so now we are going to need a scrap of black. We're going to be using, this is the flip side of that super cute little flamingo paper, the little characters that are all dressed up for Halloween. I'm using the orange. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And the reason why I was going to do this card last is because I was going to use a piece of this, but I'm going to show you anyways because we're just going to go with it. And I do have a piece that might work right here. Here's a bigger piece that I made earlier. That would work. Told you it worked earlier. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, then I'm gonna need 2 pieces of that designer series paper. I've decided again to come in with the adorable little floating candies and a piece of the Petunia Pop. Now these measure 1.5 by 4 1/4. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm just going to come in here and tear off the tops of these. Same with this one, just a little bit of the top. And I'm tearing towards myself because I want that white raw edge there. Now I am going to cut this down back to the 4 inches. I just wanted to make sure I gave myself enough edge there to tear. So I want to bring both these pieces in. I'm going to turn them around so the flat side is in there, and I'm going to cut these down to 4. All right, I want the candy up above, and then this is gonna come down here. So I think that looks good. I'm gonna take the candy and just placing there to make sure my placement is correct. Yep, I can even go up a little bit with that. Yeah, it was so nice on Sunday. I took my little neighbor that lived across from us down at the other house. I took her and we went and had coffee. She has been wanting to get together, God, for so many weeks now. And I never knew what day my husband had off. And by the time we found out what day he had off, we had an appointment or something going on. So it just happened to be that he came home on Saturday and he goes, hey, they're giving me Sundays and Mondays off now. So I was like, okay, well, do you mind if I take, the little neighbor, Evelyn, down to coffee? And he goes, no, absolutely. Go take her out. So we went to coffee. It was kind of nice. Okay, this tree comes from the die cut pieces in that paper again. So my tree is going to go there. I'm going to use the little haunted house from the dies. I'm going to die cut that, and then I'm going to die cut 2 of the fences. So I'm going to take those and I'm going to cut those out, and when I do, I have my house and I have my 2 little fences. Magic of television. I can already have everything here. And so what I've done is I've come in on these fences and I just cut one side of, because they both have the end post on it, I just cut the end post off of that. And so the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to line my little fence up like so. Just like that. I think I might actually cut off the end piece here. And then we're just gonna go like that. Beautiful. Okay. So now just coming in with a little bit of glue. We're going to place that one right there. Yeah, my son's hair was so long. He got probably like 8 to 10 inches cut off today. It looks really good what he got done, but it was just nuts seeing his hair so short. He's had long hair for so long. Oh, welcome back. My heat gun is finally cooled off. Okay. Now we'll put this right here. There's our cute little fence. And our tree is gonna go up here. I think we're gonna pop our tree up. Okay, so what I did was, once I get to that other card and I show you how I do this, I took a square of that paper with the cellophane bag in it, and I mounted it behind my cut out little haunted house. And so you can see that paper behind it. And then I just cut it down to hide what didn't need to be, you know, sticking out of there. So then it just shows through my windows. Isn't that cool? Kind of just gives it that spooky, eerie, you know, transitional color. And it does have quite a bit of yellow depending on how you hold this. It goes from like pink to yellow. So that is what I'm going to put next to. I'm going to pop that up kind of right up there. I think I want both of those raised. And then, what was I going to do? I was going to grab, oh yeah. I think I want the bats. And I think I want the bats just stamped in black up there. Ah, I think I want to put my finger in the ink. Okay, do a set of bats right there. Just to give it that spooky, spooky feeling. Okay, and maybe I want to go under. And then I think maybe I might pop the house up. Yep, that looks good. Okay, we're going to leave the tree. Well, maybe not. Maybe I might tuck that in, but just pop up this part. That'll work. We don't have to have the whole thing popped up. So we'll just add a couple of dimensionals around like so. Just put a little touch of glue on the tree trunk. Slide it in down below. So it looks like it's rooted in the ground. Did I take all my, yep, I must have. Okay, so now that's got the dimension. It's been popped up. And then we can take our house and pop it up right beside that. I don't want to lose all the effect that we got from tearing our paper. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this up as well. But knowing that it's going to flap over that tree, I'm gonna put glue right here on this part. And we want a dimensional down here and down here on the door. Okay, so just like so, I'm gonna place that house right like that. So then our house is right next to that big, huge, spooky tree. And again, I don't really think that it needs a sentiment on the front, but we do have the little word spooky that we could put on a little, kind of like what I did right here. We could do it on a little piece of black. And, all right, where did that black scrap go? Oh, here it is. We could put it on a black scrap with the Versamark and use some white embossing powder. And if we don't like it, we don't have to put it on there. So let's go ahead and stamp spooky. Just like that. Let's add some powder to that. And now that our heat tool is working, let's hit that with some heat and get that to melt. And once it's done melting, I'm gonna actually bring in my petunia pin here. And because this is on white, I can actually come in here and I can color over this. So you can turn your white embossing powder into whatever color you want it. But it still has that glossy look to it. So I am going to flip this around and get this cut out. We're gonna go right there. Cut that end off. Probably should make this straight as well. Okay. So now we can bring this back in and we can decide, do we want that there? I don't know. Don't think I like it. I don't think I like the sentiment. What do you guys think? Do you like the sentiment on there, or should we say, nah, get rid of the sentiment? We don't need all that biz. I mean, we could put it on the fence. Or we can just call it gravy and have no sentiment. Because then we can always do our sentiment on the inside, which I'm going to grab the paper for our innie. And I had a little strip of that pink. Oh, here it is. I need to cut this down. On the fence or not at all. I agree. Because I think with it being just black, it might just, or over here, so it kind of off centers that. But is it taking too much away from the fence? I mean, I don't think it's bad over there. It's not terrible. No sentiment. Okay. Okay, we're going to put that there. I'm going to actually bring in some more of these bats. Okay, we're not going to do a sentiment. They say no. And I'm going to stamp these bats all around the inside of this card like that. We can take our Happy Halloween and stamp Happy Halloween right there in the center. Then we have a sentiment. All right, let me grab another block here. And I think I'm going to stamp that in pumpkin pie. If I can find pumpkin. Oh, fabulous. Okay, there's that card. Now we could do some of the black stars on there. Maybe put a couple of them up in the tree. And do some over here in the sky. Let's see. Do another one. Maybe right up there. There we go. There is card number 2 with that fantastic foil cellophane paper. Okay, we're gonna try it again on this next sheet here and see if it's going to work. Okay, we're gonna go for it. Here we go. This time I'm gonna hold it because last time when I did this earlier, I was holding on to this and I just kept moving it. So maybe that was the problem. Maybe I let the paper get too hot. It must have been because my paper was too big, to be honest with you, because now it's working actually the way that it should be working. Ah. Gives it kind of a neat, wrinkly, like, it almost looks like skin. I know it's kind of morbid. I'm gonna turn it over and do one more shot on this back side, kind of get that to tighten up a little bit more. I've been watching a little bit too much Dexter. The new Dexter show just came out. I think it's Dexter Resurrection or something like that. And it's got Peter Dinklage in it. Oh, it's so good. It actually has Uma Thurman in it, which I was surprised. I haven't seen her do any acting in a long time. See if we can get that to seal up a little bit. And call it good. Okay, now we're gonna hope. That seems pretty good there. Where's my card? Oh, here's my card base. So now we're gonna cut these down. Again, I want about 1.25, 1.25, right around in there. Oh, see, that worked. Beautiful. Here's another one. And here's our next one. Okay, that works. So then we don't need that for now. We are gonna come in here and we're gonna place this on our card. I think I want to cut some of the length down. I do want it a little bit shorter. So maybe I need to, if I cut this, because I think I wanted it at like 3.5. Yeah, see, it's staying now. So 3.5. And what I'm gonna do, just to make sure this stays on here, I'm gonna just put just a little bit of glue on there and get that to seal down, because I did just open that end up. There we go. And then this one, again, go to 3.5. Pop that up a little bit, put a little bit of glue in there, like so. Okay, now, sticky, sticky. I'm gonna take this side, do the same thing. Maybe that's why the other ones didn't pop open, because I didn't break the seal, but I had to have, because I cut pieces off. I don't know. Unless it's because my air conditioning is blowing and it's cooling these off too fast. I don't know. But we're gonna do it like that. Okay, now I'm going to decide what side, and I'm going to put glue on the back and lay this right in the center here. And then with So I will send you guys a bag and the paper when you place an order with me this week to get this kit. I will definitely make sure I give you a bag so you can try this. And then if you guys do better at keeping it together, you guys will have to let me know what the trick is and what I'm doing wrong. Because it worked. I'm telling you guys, you saw that it worked earlier on the other papers. Like, it's stuck. It's not coming off of there. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so there is that. Now what we're going to do is I am going to grab, I was thinking maybe that bottle, but that's almost too much. I think what I really want is I want to grab that flamingo. I want her. So we're gonna go in here and we're going to fussy cut her. Because do you see her crown on her head? Like, that's it right there. And she is gonna go on our card. So I'm just going to, not crazy fussy cut, but I'm just going to get her out of this paper. All right, she's almost done here. And she is gonna go right there, but we need something with her. I think we need a shape. Maybe we need another white. What do we need her on? Let me see where all my tags are that came in this. I'm thinking maybe she needs to go on a tag, but that tag, there's not enough color to it, so that wouldn't work. Where's the other part of those tags? Here they are. We've got this that she could dance on. I think I want her on a shape though, so let me see here. Where did I put my... And I had some... I think I need her on something, right? She needs to be... Ooh, you know what I think? Ooh, hold on. Maybe she needs to be on a black. And I wonder, just a curious thought, what that cellophane would look like with black under it. Huh, that's a thought. I might have to keep playing and see if I was to take, like, here's a piece right here. Let me see what that would look like. That makes it look a whole different color. Like, you don't really see the pink, but you really see some of the greens and the yellow with it covering the black. I don't know, just a thought. Might not be a good one, but I think I want her popped up just like that. I want her on the black. Okay, so we're gonna pop her up, and let's see. So see, sometimes you guys get to go on this journey with me on what I'm going to do with my card. Because this one, it was kind of up in the air. I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to make this card. I knew some of the pieces that I wanted to use, but it's kind of fun to get your guys' ideas too when we're putting it together, because having another set of eyes seeing the design helps. Or if you go to make this card, you might decide that you want something different. You might like the card design, but not the elements that I used, which is fine. And you make it your own. Okay, there we go. We're gonna put her like that. And this time, I think I'm going to use Spooky, but I'm going to do it on, where'd my white scrap go? I'm gonna do it on white, and I'm gonna use Versamark again. I'm gonna clean this really quick because I don't know why I keep seeing a black hue on there, and I definitely don't want to stick it in my Versamark if there's got black on it. And then I'm gonna use black. So I'm gonna use Versamark, and I'm gonna stamp that like so. And I need a little piece of scrap so I can shake this out on. Okay. Right, heat tool time again. My heat tool is getting a workout. Look, it's not working now. It got overheated again. Okay, well, you know what? We're just gonna do black ink then. Whatever. We overworked the old girl. There we go. That'll work. And let me grab my snips to just cut this out really quick. And maybe you want to fussy cut yours and make it have that, you know, spooky little edging around it. I'm going to cut it down a little bit shorter. Or maybe you have a little label die that you would think that would be cool on. So I think I'm going to do it just like that. So with this, we're going to pop her up. Yeah. Oh, there she goes. Definitely don't leave it on if you're going to leave the room, though. Like, if you know you're walking out of your craft room, don't leave the power on that, because it can definitely do some detrimental damage to your home if you leave that on. You know what? I think I do want this fussy cutted. Sorry. Yeah, you definitely don't want to burn down your scrap room or your craft room by leaving the power on that and walking away and having it come on. And especially like mine is hanging, and I mean, it would really take a long time for it to burn anything, because by the time it heated anything up, but you know what? You never know what's going to happen. And that's why they always suggest you to unplug it. Now, I'm not that wise. I leave mine plugged in, but just telling you. Okay. Yep, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, we're gonna put that right like a so. Oh, so cute. I was thinking she needed some ribbon on her, like a little bow. See, I have an extra one made here. It was waiting for one of these cards today. But I don't know if I like the bow. The bow might be just a little too much because we've got a lot going on here. Do we need some black? Maybe some black stars might look good. To add just a couple of those. Yep. Oh my gosh, what do you guys think? Is that not the cutest? Now we're going to get maybe an inside. Okay, and I'm gonna do the bats again. I don't even know where my stamp set went. It's got, oh, there it is. Or we can do some of these little shimmery stars. But I think I'm going to say, no tricks, all treats. Don't worry, eat sweets. Maybe we need another happy Halloween in there, but let's not do it in orange. I do think, though, on this paper over here, we do have some of these cute little birds and the little bats and stuff. I think I might actually take one of these little birds. Or there's the little pumpkin. Where did the pumpkin go? He was just sitting here. Oh. Or maybe we need one of these in the inside. I don't like that. No, we're just gonna stamp some bats. I'm gonna do Happy Halloween and then stamp some bats. Let me grab my Petunia Pop again. I'm gonna stamp Happy Halloween and grab the pumpkin pie. And there is the little treat basket that looks like a little jack-o'-lantern. I'm gonna use that. We're gonna stamp that right down here in the bottom because she is carrying a little treat basket. And since we've got bats stamped on the front, remember how we stamped the bats around there? I know that was a minute ago because we kind of got distracted from this card. But I think, again, we're just going to come in here with some of these bats. I really am digging these bats. Just like that. They're cute. All right, so let's put that on the inside of our card. Yep, we're gonna do that. I like it. I just think this gets lost down here. It just looks like I stamped because I didn't know what I was doing. So there, that looks better. Because it's the same little graphic as what we have here. So that's so cute. What do you guys think? Even though it took us a little bit longer because technology didn't want to work the greatest. So there are our 3 cards. Using pretty much the majority of the products that we had here. Like, there was just a couple of dies that we didn't use. Let me show you really quick though. So you guys remember I showed you in the beginning my mystery stamping card that I shared with you. So here is another layout like that I did using some more of these little cutout images. I stamped Spooky up here. I used the little tag banner from the Nested Essentials. I used the big one right here. So I stamped that out twice in white and I stuck one to the back of the front one over my little flap here. And so there's another little idea for you guys. I love this little cute banner that they put in this. I just thought that was so cute on this little card. So there you go. There's my other little fun project I was doing. And don't forget the little treat bag, because that is the cutest thing ever too. And I used the Frankenpup on that one with some more of those little foam dots. I colored him in and some of that cute ribbon. So if you are looking for anything Halloween related for your card making, this is a super, super cute set that would really, you know, accomplish treat bags. It does your card making. You could put gift cards in these if you wanted. So have fun with this. So like I said, in this week's kit, I will be including the cellophane bag in there as well, just so you don't have to worry about purchasing that. If you wanted to make the cards, like I said, as intended, I will add that to your kit. All right, you guys, thank you so much for helping me out and giving me your ideas on creating these cards. I love it when you guys interact with me and help me out, because sometimes you guys see things that I don't, and you know, that's a part of why we all come in here and do this together, right? All right, you guys, have a fantastic rest of your week. Don't forget to submit your photo of your mystery stamping card over on Pink Barn Stamper Group. Can't wait to see what you guys come up with. There's already some great ideas that you guys have put in there. You are so welcome. I'm glad to share these with you anytime, dear. So enjoy. Have yourselves a great week. Be safe. And I will see you guys the following week. All right. Bye-bye.